Hello, and welcome to the Swift Talk. I'm Kait, the Swiftie.
And I'm trying to distract Kait by talking about White Lotus Season 3, Episode 1. Not so swift, Sam.
He is very good at throwing me off at the beginning.
I can do what I can.
Okay, Sam, it is Sam's choice and topics that we start with today. Are you ready? I think I know what you're going to pick.
Okay.
But I'm very curious.
Okay.
So we've got three.
Mm-hmm.
We can talk about the International Federation of Phonographic Industries Best of list.
Okay.
The unreleased song that popped into Spotify called Need from the Lover era, not sung or maybe sung by Taylor Swift.
Not sung or maybe sung by Taylor Swift. Okay.
Or SNL 50.
Oh, baby, I love it. Ew. Let's go top to bottom on that list. Let's start the list with the list and end with SNL.
Okay, saving the best for last, huh?
Of course, baby.
So, the International Federation of Phonographic Industry, just a mouthful.
The IN.
Yeah, so it's like all the best sales, streams, consumed list, like which artists top that list internationally. So it's not like Billboard, which is really American focused, or like the streamers. This is like all sales all around the world. Taylor topped the list, surprising no one, for her third straight year.
Wow. Cool.
First artist to do that.
First artist to do 3 years in a row internationally best sold.
For the fifth time in her career.
Oh.
And so just a couple fun vinyl facts for you too, because I know how much Jason loves when I buy him the vinyls.
There was a record.
She buys them and then she steals them and brings them home.
I have to figure out which ones I want to keep.
I think I only got to keep one.
Yeah, at least two.
Well, one I got to listen to. The other one we never even opened.
So Tortured Poets Department, most consumed, most streamed, best selling. It sold 2.2 million vinyls. Do you want to wager a guess at what the second best selling vinyl was of 2024?
Second best selling vinyl of 2024. Is it another Taylor?
No. This is a different artist.
Different artist.
How many units?
Damn. How many units? Let's say 1.5.
No.
1.
No.
800,000.
612,000 units from Billie Eilish's, what is it, Hard and Soft, Hard and Sweet? Hit Me Hard and Sweet.
There are a lot of DJs and a lot of clubs right now scratching Tortured Poets. And there's not a lot else, apparently.
No. So of the top 10, 5 of them were Taylor's. Mm-hmm. So she holds number 1. And then number 5 was 1989, Taylor's version. Number 6, Midnights. Mm-hmm. Number 7, Folklore. Mm-hmm. Number 10, Lover. Number 11, Evermore. So she just missed getting into Evermore in. But yeah. So she is just continuing to hold on to those vinyl records.
Holding records on records.
Making records on records.
There you go.
So, speaking of Lover, you know that, like, I've been a little weirded out because, like, Lover Live from Paris, Lover cardigans, Lover, like, we're just getting a lot of Lover, and this album is...
Lever.
5.5, almost 6 years old. And so we're like, what's going on? And then earlier this past week, the 10th of February, a song drops. And so... I don't think we've really ever talked about this on the podcast, but there are a group of Swifties who managed to get their hands on unreleased recordings of Taylor songs that haven't been released. They don't release them. It's like their little secret society. They have them. They know about them. We know that they have this, but they don't share them.
Okay, so we're talking about the plot to Ocean's 10. Got it.
Sure. And so right as the Eras Tour was starting, 2 songs dropped from Lover that weren't from Taylor. They were like leaked. One was to all the girls that you've loved before, and Need. And we got all the girls. She released it as like more Lover. We're like, oh, maybe we'll get more. Like she'll just trickle it out for fun. But we never got anything else. We're like, all right, whatever. She decided she doesn't like it. Fine, it's your choice. And then on the 10th, Need shows up on Spotify by an artist, Steve Wilmot, and Need. It's in the Lover pink cloud background. It's sparkly Lover font for Need. And it's written and produced by Taylor Allison Swift. And we're like, this is the song. What is happening here? So as we do, we very low key asked some questions, went on TikTok, had some very calm conversations about it.
Okay.
Deduced some things that potentially could have happened with it.
Deduced like it's Sherlock Holmes over here.
You know, just made up some fan theories that this was actually Taylor singing and that it's actually just Taylor dropping it under a different name. But when you pull up,
What's the name that it's under?
Steve Wilmot, he's worked with U2, Switchfoot, Peter Gabriel as a producer.
He's an AI avatar.
He doesn't sound like, this song doesn't sound like anything else. I think this poor man probably covered it for his partner or his daughter or someone, a niece, thinking, oh, this will be fun for them for Valentine's Day. Like I have the same track list that they do. Like, how fun. Never expecting Swifties to find it and go on an adventure with it. And so this poor man who, you know, thought he was doing something kind of fun, wakes up to all of the enthusiasm around the song.
Oh, that's what we're calling it now, the enthusiasm.
So he puts out a statement and he goes, Need is a song written and produced completely by Taylor. I have received a mechanical license so I can do a cover song of hers, and she gets paid all royalties, which is why she is credited and which is millions of people have done, including unreleased music. I have never claimed to be Taylor or her team. I do not own the credits to this song. Taylor owns full credit. I didn't expect the song to blow up like it did. I appreciate the support. And then the love hands.
Yeah, so that's what happens when you create a song. Like, I could create a song or I could do a cover of a Taylor Swift song.
Mm-hmm.
I'm allowed to do that through the things that I do. But she gets 100% credit and royalties. I get paid $0, but I get to put it up there in hopes maybe someone will listen to my other things.
Right. And we did.
But yeah, so that dude's, if he's got other songs, he's going to be like making dough now.
Well, because, and it doesn't really sound like any of his other songs. So they were like, oh, this kind of sounds like if Taylor had like changed her voice. It's like with Nice Guy Ed. What's happening here? Is she like dropping an Easter egg? Why all this lover stuff? So yeah, you know, he's had a week.
Blowing up all over because of Lover. 'Tis the damn season with Valentine's Day.
Right.
So that makes sense. That might tie us a little bit into SNL 50 when we get to that.
Well, we are going right into SNL 50.
Let's get into SNL 50.
So they ranked the best monologues of SNL's last 50 years. And do you know where Taylor's monologue song, parentheses, La La La, came from?
Do I know where it came from or where it
Came
came in? I do not know where it came in. I did not watch that section.
Do you want to guess?
It's in the top 10.
Yeah.
So it's not number 13, which would have been apropos. Number 3?
Number 2.
Number 2.
According to Rolling Stone.
According to Rolling Stone.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that they did it on the show.
No,
That's
no,
what
no, no,
confused me
no.
because there was a section I was telling you about. Bill Murray came on and was listing the top 10.
Weekend Update.
So I thought
yeah.
they were like, oh, they did that a couple times. Rolling Stone did
Rolling
this.
Stone did it. And so I made Sam watch it on our drive-in. It's cute.
Who's number 1?
I didn't look that far.
So
I didn't care enough.
Come on. So that is one that a lot of the writers on SNL during that time loved.
Do you know?
Seth Meyers rants about this, and it's because they've worked with a lot of in 50 years, and she's coming in end.
This is the Speak Now era.
So end of the 30s into the 40s for SNL. She comes in, and these writers, they have to, sit down. We have a host every week. We have to get them up to, this is how we do things. We want their input, but we're writing a lot of things about them, for them, with them. It's a hodgepodge mix of collaboration, but they have a lot of duds that come onto that show. A lot of needy people, a lot of egocentric people, a lot of difficult people. And she came in being, I do music, but I don't have a lot of experience with comedy, but I have a fun idea that I want to do.
She came in with it fully written.
Yeah.
Like her monologue was fully written when she walked through those doors.
And it was one of those things where it's obvious it's so the information was already there, and she'd put it upon herself in a funny way. They're like, yeah, everyone knows that I like to put my ex's names in the songs and this, that, the other. And it's such a goofy song that she clearly had a lot of fun writing, because the idea of it being like, it does not need to be complex poetry. It does not need to be a work of art. Brackets, la, la, la. It's like, yeah, we just get a la, la, la. It's like a...
Ha ha ha.
It's kind of like when Jim Henson started with SNL and they were having the Muppets on the bits and stuff, because it's like the kid show puppeteer on the adult show.
Yeah.
That la, la, la sells.
Well, it's very classic Taylor, where she's just like, I can make fun of myself. I can do it better than you can. I'm just going to do it. And you tell me what you think. And Seth Meyers is like, it is better. It blew whatever we wrote out of the water. And I did not want to tell her what we wrote for her because it was that bad. And just watching him talk about it with like.
Well, right. Because SNL you have 6 days to air.
Yeah.
As soon as Saturday is done, you have maybe a day to rest on Sunday, but a lot of the writers are just back into the office again, writing Sunday to Saturday, making sure everything's tight. And so having someone come in, like we've been told how to do this before, but seeing the proof of like, this is what you want to do, great. Throw away what we just did. This is what we're doing.
Yeah. Well, on the other side of that coin, though, in 2015, Lorne Michaels did an interview with Vulture, and he goes, yep, I got a phone call from Taylor.
Yep.
We had asked her if she wanted to be part of a sketch that we were doing about her Bad Blood music video and her Girl Squad. And she was like, not only do I not want to be in it, I don't want you to air it. And Lauren said, I don't negotiate with terrorists. Mm-hmm. And he aired it, and it was called The Dope Squad with Amy Poehler and Tina Fey and Amy Schumer. Mm-hmm. And they basically were recreating the Bad Blood music video as an I can't say this.
Epileptic?
No.
Apologetic?
End of the world.
Apocalyptic.
Cult. I mean, like, the bit's funny. And after it aired, Taylor sent him flowers and called him and said, I hope we don't have I hope there's no bad blood.
It is something that I was aware of.
Yeah.
And it is definitely something that's been popping up because SNL 50, and they had a concert one night and then the show the other night. Everybody thought, or at least a lot of Taylor people expected, there's going to be like she's going to pop up in a sketch, or she's going to sing a song, or she's got to be there, right?
I mean, my corner of TikTok was kind of like, no. Like, this is the first time she and Travis have really had like an extended amount of time just.
Sure. I think there was a lot of speculation of her being there because the last big event that SNL had.
She was there. She was at 40.
She was there. And it's Dakota
Fanning.
Dakota Fanning, thank you.
No, Dakota Johnson.
Dakota Johnson, yeah, thank you. Doing a little speech and talking about how there's, one of, in the public eye's most volatile and powerful and well-known people are here in the audience, and also Donald Trump is here. Like that type of bit.
So they're zooming in. She's standing up there. And she's like, little did I know, surrounded by all these famous people and politicians, that I would be this close to the most powerful person in the world. And you can see Donald Trump behind her. And everyone's like, oh. And then it moves just an inch to the left.
Yeah.
And she's like, Taylor Swift.
So a lot of people, because it's a night of stars in a lot of extents. Musicians, actors, former SNL members. She hasn't been on that much, but the times that she has been there, it's been well received.
Yeah.
People tune in.
She loves SNL. Like, she does SNL. She does it well. She does it very strategically. This was not a strategic fit, I don't think, for Taylor. Sabrina Carpenter did the Domingo, kind of closed the loop on the Domingo skit. Mm-hmm. And she opened 50 with Paul Simon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's just not a Taylor let Sabrina have her flowers. Like, not that she would, no, but
for a night of, we have to shoehorn in as many people and as many iconic things as we can. There's not enough room for everybody.
No, and it didn't make sense. Like, Sabrina Carpenter made sense. Miley Cyrus.
Well, she's small enough. She's compact.
She's tiny. She's short and sweet. But like the Domingo sketch, which started with Ariana Grande
it's the espresso
doing
song by Sabrina
espresso,
Carpenter,
and then she did Defying Gravity from Wicked.
That's how they started it. Oh my God.
So like,
and now she's going to try monogamy.
So like, that made sense. Like, a lot of these guests like had some pieces of it that you could really like call back to.
Sure.
But Taylor just would have been there to be Taylor, and she doesn't. That's not really Taylor's thing right now.
Lot of big things on that night, and yeah, I think that makes sense. Where if she's going strategy, she doesn't need a little bit of spotlight. I get that.
Well, no, and that's not what I'm saying either.
No,
Like,
no. I'm not.
she doesn't need
That's what I'm
SNL
saying.
50 to be about her.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying, though, is that she doesn't need a little bit.
No.
Yeah, I'm not saying that. That's what you're saying.
Well, I'm not saying that like, oh, it's too little. She's not like.
Or are you saying that what I'm saying is not what you're saying? Or are you saying that I'm not saying what you're saying, which is what I'm saying?
The third one.
Yes.
Okay.
The other funny thing about that night was you had one of the biggest musical moments with it, and it's not necessarily about who's doing it. It's Miley Cyrus, it's The Roots, and it's Brittany from Alabama
I want to
Shakes.
say Brittany
Howard
Howard.
doing Nothing Compares to You, which ties into Need in a sense because that song on SNL is huge because it's Sinead O'Connor singing Nothing Compares to You, and then she tears up a photo of the Pope during that night.
Yeah.
She did an acoustic moment or an a cappella moment, and then she tears up the photo. She was doing War by Bob Marley, and then she tears it up. But one of the songs that night was Nothing Compares to You, which is originally a Prince song.
Yeah.
Which Prince doing a similar situation, being like fighting Warner Brothers and his musical rights and everything like that, was allowing his work to be performed and released by other artists as long as he was given credit.
Mm-hmm.
So having it be that full circle of what we have with Steve, not Jobs, Steve Wilmot and Need versus Nothing Compares to You in this, it's also a cool way to spin the situation on this song was amazing, and we only think about it for the wrong reason now.
Right.
Now it's a bigger reason, a bigger moment.
Well, I think they did a beautiful job with the whole SNL 50. I watched it last night. And it was just done very well. And I think that like the thoughtful manner of which SNL puts on a show really shined through. And it's always great to see some pop culture references.
I think this just makes me feel like in 50 years, how is Taylor's music going to be used to sell something?
I mean, there's so much of it. She almost owns it all.
Almost owns it all.
Almost. Speaking of, we're in a Taylor's version today with
We
our
are?
song of the week. Yeah.
Are we in 1989?
We are. We're doing I Know Places.
Oh, I know people.
Yeah. That's hand in hand.
Let's put a phone book next to a map.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I don't know if some of our audience knows what a phone book
A
is.
phone book used to be, you have to read people's names and phone numbers.
You have to go alphabetically and like search.
Yeah. They were yellow pages.
They were. So we're going to hit pause.
You
Hit pause. And we'll be right back. Well, Sam, do you know places?
I know at least 3. I feel that I Know Places is a wonderful romanticization about being on the red carpet and being in the spotlight and having your photos taken and journalists speculating about who did what, when, and with whom, and when, and with what, and when, and whom, and trying to escape all of it. And so, although sometimes you know places, some of those places are on a boat in the ocean, and you're in a blue dress, and people still find a photo of you, but it is that great idea in the grand escape of being able to get away with somebody. It doesn't matter what they say, and loose leaps do sink ships, but not this time, and why that doesn't really make sense we can get into later, but it's a fun little escapism song. Let's get out of the spotlight. Let's get out of the... I know a spot we can go. A hidey little hole.
I'm sorry, did you just reference Taylor lore to me?
Did I? That's a question that I can't answer accurately. 'Cause I don't know enough about it.
A girl in a blue dress on a boat?
Oh, that. Yeah, we talked about the... She got dumped and she's on the
By
boat.
whom?
Is that the Jonas?
No.
No, it was...
It's this album. You nailed it.
was
nailed
he
it.
going in one direction?
He was going in one direction.
Yeah.
So, little background.
Little background.
Not throw my phone on the floor. Obviously, 1989 is hypothetically, theoretically written about Harry Styles.
Mm-hmm.
Potentially. We deduced from some of the lyrics that they were spending time together and no one knew.
Mm-hmm.
The snowmobile accident, like just things that are referenced in lyrics. We're like, wait a minute. What happened? What? And so I think this song is the first time where Taylor's really been like, wait a minute. I don't need to be strolling through Central Park with you. I don't need to be out and about in LA or in Nashville. Like we need to like bring this in. I need to get out of the spotlight. I need to get away from the paparazzi. I need to get some space. We need to figure out who we are outside of this.
Mm-hmm. And who better to help her write such a song?
Then
Ryan Tedder from One Republic.
I know he wrote 2 songs on this album with her.
Talented writer.
Yes.
I don't know enough about watching him perform to say talented musician. I'm not going to discredit him
I
on
would
that, but I'm
assume
just saying,
so.
fantastic singer, great songwriter.
Great songwriter.
Unfortunately, one of the tragic songwriters that he wanted to be more in the spotlight and the focal point was not getting that. But at least the world opened up to him writing for other people, and he was recognized for it, that people started seeking him out and going after him.
Yeah.
He wrote several songs, and the only time that One Direction became popular was his album.
He wasn't in One Direction, though.
One Republic.
One Republic, yeah.
His album is dropping him, and so he starts releasing the songs, and Timbaland hears it and picks him up and reproduces that album, and they start selling it, and so it gets into a squabble of being like, well, we didn't drop you yet, so it's a whole big thing. But he was seen in in producing these songs and in production and in writing it, how talented he was, because he not only knew his voice, but he knew how to convey the message. He knew how to make the instrumentation work for each song. So I think that is funny that she's singing a song about wanting to escape from the spotlight, and she's using somebody who's like, dude, you want to know how to escape? I'm going to show you how to freaking, that's my life, baby. It's great.
It's an interesting juxtaposition between the two, because he was really working with his band, and then he moved into songwriting, really writing some of the most streamed, listened to songs of that time period. He's very talented. He knows how to write a hook. And she was a little nervous about working with him. So she had started writing the song on her piano, and she sent him a voice memo of it. Because she's like, if you hate it, I'll try something else. I really don't want to waste your time. And she was still a superstar at this point, and he was very respected.
She's still a superstar, but she's also still in that precipice of, she hasn't exceeded beyond orbit and the solar system yet. She's still only as good as her last album. So when you have somebody and you're trying to, this is where I want to, this isn't me taking shots, being like, she co-wrote with somebody. This is me saying, this is where it comes into play and it's really utilized. When you write a song with somebody, if you have somebody who's like Taylor dominant versus non-Taylor dominant.
Yeah.
If Taylor's dominant, the song's going to sound probably like Taylor.
Yeah.
If you have somebody that's non-Taylor dominant, are you going to have somebody who their song is going to sound like Taylor's covering somebody else's work? Or is that person writing the song going to be like, I'm writing your song for your voice with your specifications and you in mind.
They're writing it together.
Right. We're writing this together, but you got to trust me because I'm going to get you outside of how you create to make your thing.
And like, she's talked about this, and she definitely is like, I was going into pop, and I knew I needed to bring in people who were going to really help me get there. And so she brought in Max Martin and Shellback. She brought in Ryan Tedder. Like, she brought in Antonov. Like, she surrounded herself with these big pop people.
She built her cabinet. She built such a strong cabinet. It wasn't from IKEA.
We've been doing so well.
We have been.
Yeah, here they are.
But this is but it's the thing, though.
But like that, and she's like this is where Taylor, the businesswoman, really shines, because she's like, I know country music. I can write a full country album. I got that. But I don't know pop music, so I'm going to learn from the people who know pop music the best.
I'm not going to pretend that I know it. I'm not going to pretend that I'm coming in here and I know exactly. No, I have ideas. I have thoughts.
I think that's
why
I
have a monologue. La, 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 la.
And I think that's why it works for her, because she goes in respectful of the process, but respectful of the people she's working with. And, she could be a diva. She'd be like, I'm Taylor Swift. And so she's like, hi, I'm Taylor. Like, here's what I'm thinking. If you hate it, we can try something else. Like, there's a reverence to the people that she works with. And you hear this about her continuously throughout the years. She comes in prepared and respectful. And, that's not always the case with artists.
Sure. This song does have a lot of similarities to Trouble. Same album, right?
Different album.
Different album.
Different producer, different.
I hear a lot of little earworms in this that are very Trouble.
I don't. I find Trouble to be very boombastic. It's very like boom. I feel like Ready for It and Trouble are cousins. This one I feel like is very similar to like.
I think that this is.
I wish you
those
would.
two cousins had a child, and you can see on the diagram where the similarities in the DNA.
Sure. I mean, like, Trouble was her first like I'm going pop, and you know when she delivered 1989 to the president of her country label. They were like, you can't just put 2 country songs on there for us. And she's like, nope, I want to do a pop album. And they're like, I think you need to put at least 2 country songs on there. And she's like, nope, we did that last album. Pop. And like, thankfully she got her way.
Mm-hmm.
Thankfully somebody negotiated with a terrorist.
Boo. Bad call.
Great call. She was right.
Look, I want to talk about this lyrics real quick.
Yeah.
Lights flash and we'll run for the fences.
Yep.
Let them say what they want. We won't hear it. Loose lips sink ships all the damn time. Not this time.
Mm-hmm. So, you know, people like there's always the blind items or the gossip or so-and-so's hanging out with so-and-so. Like you don't really get like we live in a small town. Like we know what that's like. There's all sorts of like chitter chatter about people in town and what they're doing. And 30% of it may be factual.
Mm-hmm.
But like if she was rekindling with Harry, that was going to be big news and people were going to be hunting them. And she's like, no, thank you. Not this time. And so she was like, I'm not telling anybody. And it's really interesting to see that this really started in 1989, well before Taylor getting canceled, Taylor's over, well before Joe Alwyn and like her hiding, Taylor in hiding phase. Like we're very much like she was already starting in 1989 to like put down the seeds of what we see.
The year she was born.
I know.
So here's what I want to throw at you, and you can tell me if I'm wrong immediately or not.
I will.
Loose lips sink ships, but not this time. I'm hearing that as loose lips typically, by getting information out easily, everyone else has the information. That's how you sink the ship in the war, but not this time. Is it that she's tightening her lip, or is it that she's spreading misinformation? Is it that they're letting rumors become rumors while she's trying to gallivant with this British boy?
It's very possible. That's definitely a theory that hasn't been
Well,
hasn't crossed my end of the world.
If
I
that
could
hasn't
see
crossed
that.
the end of if that hasn't crossed into your ethers, I want to throw this at you. This is a hardball. How much of the lore or the Easter eggs and stuff that we've seen that hasn't happened, or that it's still like it might. What if this is her? This is her little like giant kernel of truth in the giant snowball of the lie in the story. What if this is her saying that the rumors are rumors? I show these rumors to be my armor. That's the rumors are what's going to protect everyone from the truth.
I think you are on the right track, wrong course here.
Hey man, I like to play Mario Kart.
But
You can be in NASCAR.
I would say I think that there's a lot of rumors about Taylor's sexuality. And I would say that they really peaked around this time.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would say there is a thought because she was able to gallivant around with Harry Styles and we didn't know about it, but everyone was talking about her relationship with Karlie Kloss. And so it's very interesting that maybe this was a whole, like, she could have easily shut that down. But she's like, well, if they're talking about this, they're not paying attention to this. Yeah. And it's an interesting take on those rumors.
It's the prestige.
I see you
it's
treating.
The idea of you're watching that hand to see when the rabbit's going to come because you're not really watching this hand.
Yeah.
So it's just what I wanted to throw you because there's a lot. Yeah,
and it's a really interesting take on that. And this song is really interesting to like. And that's the thing. Taylor's always pretty upfront and honest about what's going on. You just have to find the right context for it. Mm-hmm. It's possible. I mean, to your Easter egg point, I think at this point the Easter eggs have gotten so
Boiled. Rotten.
overlaid
Mm.
that everything feels like an Easter egg. But that's happened before. Like she knows that like you give them an inch, they're gonna take a football field. So
Speaking of which, did you see the diagram of Kendrick at the Super Bowl show
Yeah.
doing more yards than the Kansas City Chiefs was?
see it.
C'est
I
magnifique.
did see that. Did you see that a Eagles player got into it with Swifties?
No.
Yeah, he's an idiot. And like I'm going to start off by saying I am not in any way
Shape.
justifying what the Swifties did in return.
Oh, this is
But
juicy.
if you're going to put win the Super Bowl, and I forget like exactly what the picture was, but he put a picture and he was basically said Travis should have stayed with his ex instead of Taylor Swift. And the Swifties were like, pardon? So they found his mother's restaurant in Florida and they flooded her reviews. So he responded by going to the Super Bowl parade and wearing Swifties Ken, and then the Super Bowl was LAX, my balls. And the Swifties are like, not from us. So I have no idea what has happened since then. No one was right in this situation. But like, don't like, if you're going to poke the bear, you have to, like, what were you thinking was going to happen here?
Let me just I want to make sure I have this timeline right. He makes a comment.
Post an Instagram story.
They respond with the restaurant reviews, and then he wears the T-shirt.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so he throws a stone.
Uh-huh.
They respond with nerve gas, and then he says, "Double down! I got 2 stones now."
Uh-huh.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Dumb on both sides. Totally dumb.
It's like, what did you think was going to happen? And also, like, leave his mama alone.
This is the equivalent of the South Park episode where the kid's mean to Cartman and Cartman feeds the kid his parents in chili. That's what that is.
Yeah.
And then he's coming back to be like, come at me again, bro. I got 2 moms.
Well, and on the other side of that, Tom Brady said if Travis paid more attention to football than Taylor, he'd be a 3-time champion.
And not a 2-time divorcee?
Well, and Jason Kelsey goes, well, if Tom paid more attention to Giselle, he'd be married today.
True story.
Look, when you get breastfed by your father, things will happen to you, all right?
Like, Taylor's probably just like, okay.
Hey, man.
I mean, the Swifties are mad anyway. We're mad she got booed. People on TikTok, the NFL men who are very traumatized by the sight of Taylor are like commenting, and they're like, well, it's because the men buy Taylor's tickets for their girlfriends. And the Swifties are like, bought my own tickets. Thank you very much. And now the narrative's like, wait a minute. You're telling me that one of you idiots would have bought my tickets for me? I clearly errors toward wrong.
The errors of errors.
Jeez. Next time.
If there is a next time.
There'll be a next time.
Let the rainbow fly right here. Now you know.
Now we know, Swifties. The men who booed her will buy you Taylor Swift concert tickets. Yeah. They've said that.
It's on camera.
It's on TikTok.
All right.
I know places where Taylor can
Not
be found.
one of my favorite songs. Definitely one of my favorite discussions that's come out of this.
I like this song a lot.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
It
It's
is
just
quintessential 1989. Like, you
Sure.
hear this song and you're like, 1989.
you hear this song and you go, "Oh man, what can make this song better?" Only thing that could. Only thing that could.
Only song that doesn't go on the album.
Fun fact: did you know that Questlove did the drum beat on "Shake It Off"?
I did know that.
No, you didn't.
Because it's
That's
not
a lie.
true.
That's a lie. That's what we call. This has
like-
been how to make a rumor like Taylor does.
It's like, what's he going to go with this? Let me see if I just call his bluff on this one. Sure did, Sam.
That was more of a blank thought on my end, but these roots don't go deep. They
All
are
those
shallow.
blank spaces. I can't reach my phone.
It's all good. Each and every week we roll the Jillian Bridger's Yellow. Thank you for the 20-sided die. We're gonna roll.
I can give you the album. Jason, will you write down the song for me? Because my phone is there.
Okay.
So if you just look up the song title for us, you have your sheet. You have the sheet. Just I know.
I will look it up on my phone. How about that?
Okay.
So I will look up the album.
I know the album. I just don't
will
know the
look up
track.
You know the album?
Well, no. I mean, if you tell me what number you roll, I know
all
the
right,
album.
Okay. Let's see. Let's see.
One through 12.
Let's see if Kait knows what album and what the track is.
Okay. What's album 18?
There isn't one.
Ah, see, she got you. All right, let's try it again. Album number 12.
That's Tortured Poets.
Ooh, typewriters and black and white and Post Malone post on X.
Wait.
Wait, what? Wait, what? Wait.
Tura.
Oh, God, she's counting. I can see the equations popping over your head right now. This is a beautiful mind.
11.
There are 11
There's
songs?
11. There's no 12.
There's no 12?
Okay.
Well, let's do 11. We're already there.
Let's do 11. 11's close
Tortured
enough.
Poets. I was like, wait
There
a
we go.
minute. There's not a 12, right? 10 was midnight.
You are asking the wrong person.
Yeah,
I will back
no.
you up. Let's
Now
see.
I'm thinking this through.
Tortured Poets is after a long, hearty podcast. Yeah. All right. So we're doing Tortured Poets.
Let's do Tortured Poets.
All right. I have the songs. Don't worry. We can have the songs in front of us. Let's see here. 1. It's an easy way to do it.
Wait, hold on. Tortured Poets first song.
I have it in front of me. I have it in front of me.
It's either Tortured Poets or Fortnite?
Oh, man. You know what's great is that Fortnite is number 1 and Tortured Poets Department is number 2. All right.
I listened to the album enough. I know they're like the first two. I just
There you go. There you go. We got Fortnite. Hey, kids, you ready for some Fortnite?
Are you gonna be in your
Fortnite.
Are you gonna be in your Post Malone era?
No,
Okay.
no, I'm not. I'll be my pre-Malone era.
Oh.
I'll be in my Carl Malone era. I'll be
You're gonna be in your mailman era?
I'll be in my fence post era.
Okay. Deal.
All right.
All right.
Fortnite off of Tortured Poets, which is either album 11 or 12. Who can say?
I can bring in my snow globe. We can watch the music video. Oh boy. I'm excited.
We are so excited to be a part of a podcast that's taking place entirely in a snow globe at the end of a long series of television shows.
I fought hard for that snow globe.
You did. I saw
I
what you
bought
did to
it
that
in-
kid. You're like,
I bought it in line at the coffee shop. Hi, Emma.
thank you all for listening to us. We hope that you enjoyed this and any other ones. Feel free to like, subscribe, share to your friends. Tell us which one's your favorite. Give us your top 10 list of this podcast. Give us your top 10 list of lists that we've made on this podcast.
Yeah.
Tell us why Kate's right. Tell us why I'm wrong. I feel like whatever brain worm is in me that only gives me 2 koala brain wrinkles has somehow finally at this point jumped through the microphones into your brain. And now you're getting a glimpse of what it's like to live like me. Just like, I don't know, man. It's simple. It's weird. It's crazy. Wow, bro. Far out, man.
It's not as pink and sparkly. I don't like it here.
Yeah, so it gets scary.
To paraphrase the Tortured Poets songs, I hate it here.
Hey, all you gotta do is take off your ruby glasses, and then everything gets to be a little bit more less visible.
I like heart-shaped glasses. Thank you.
Okay, Yellow Brick Road.
I don't know about you, Sam, but I'm feeling like maybe we should end this podcast while we are slightly off the rails.
You got it, dude.
Thanks again for listening. If you haven't already, like, follow, rate, subscribe, review, tell 10, 15, 100 of your friends why I'm right, Sam's wrong,
Yes.
and why you'll be back next week.
Yes.
And also, we're in our mix-it-up era. What do you want to see?
Yeah. Yeah, give us a...
Should Sam dress for the era we're in?
Oh, what will I wear?
No ideas. They're too crazy.
Which flannel is this era describing right now? Was it red?
Yeah, I mean, might be
I feel like
Evermore.
this is more like her brawny era.
Might be Evermore. Again, thanks so much for listening. I'm Kait the Swiftie.
And I'm not so Post Malone Sam. No, it doesn't really sound right. I'm not so Swift Sam.
We'll be back next week in the Tortured Poets era. Thanks for watching and listening.
Take it easy.